So here we are then, F1 Manager back on the channel as we look to close out Season 2. Let's get into today's action. If you haven't seen the previous episode, go check it out. Link in the top right, guys, before we jump into big spoilers. Now's a chance. 3, 2, 1, let's get it. Now then, today's episode is race week at Mexico. We did just come out of the last race at Cota, which, to be fair, actually went okay. We did score points after starting from the very back of the grid. It was a bit of a mess up on my behalf. I completely bottled qualifying and we paid the price for that, so we had to make up for it in the race. The pace was pretty encouraging. We was on for a double points finish, but Seb had other ideas and yeah, put the car on the wall. So that aside, the race is in 4 days time, so let's get straight to it. We don't have any points to spend. The new ATR period, the final one of the season, has started. I was hoping to do this episode on stream, but hopefully the next one will be. Either way, we're going to crack on. I'm not going to do upgrades just yet. We'll do them hopefully for the next episode, or possibly research for next season. We'll find out. Either way, let's get into the action. Now, after USA, we have the new monthly car update, and to be fair, this is actually showing us some signs of progress with our car. So if we take away the dirty air performance and the cooling, which we know is not the best, we're 7th in top speed, 11th in acceleration, so we're pretty, okay. Cornering 14th, 12th and 15th. So the fact that medium speed is 12th is actually pretty good, because that's, I'd say, what most of the circuits are, is medium speed, and low speed and high speed are more exceptions. So our car should be pretty well suited for Mexico, I think, and also DRS pretty effective as well. So yeah, we're not too bad, making slow progress, but definite progress. Now then, we're going to go for the same qualifying target guarantees as the last race. However, hopefully this time I don't mess it up. So we've gone for a guaranteed P12 or above with both drivers, and that is kind of the safe bet. We've gone for a more ambitious double Q3 with both. So if this fails, we'll hopefully make up the loss by achieving this goal here. For the race, we're going to go top 12 with both drivers yet again. I think I would go top 10, but after Seb's mistake in the last race, I'm not so confident. And in the last episode, we lost the active qualifying position streak, so we're going to get another one on the go. And we're going to say P12 or above with both drivers for the remaining 3 races. So let's lock that in. Well then, Seb, not the best start to the weekend, mate.
Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel.
On his own. As you can see, FP2 has just finished, and to be fair, this could be a big weekend for us. Hamilton, Sainz, Russell, Bottas, Albon with penalties. Further down, Norris, Tsunoda, Schumacher and Ocon, all grid penalties. So this could be a big one for us. You can see we're 13th and 14th on the medium. I was using one of the more recent power units, not my actual race one, but the one we was using before, and yeah, showing our pace a little bit earlier on this weekend, but this could be promising. With so many pens, surely, if it's a smooth race, it should be a double points finish. Anyway, that aside, we, as you can see, are currently halfway through the program. We should be on for the 15 out of 15 performance bonus. We've got 97 and 96 on Seb confidence, so we're not too far away, and just need a little bit more track acclimatization, especially on Seb's side. Uh-oh, I think Seb stacked it. Yep. Not ideal. Oh my god, the McLaren's on fire behind.
Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
Oh my god. So Lando Norris has just completely taken us out. Alonso?
Here's Alonso's car.
Alonso spun under a virtual safety car.
They lose it there. That's the spin.
Exact same spin as Sebastian Vettel in FP1. Either way, yeah, very surprising. I mean, Lando's car was on fire, so obviously had no control, lost control, and took Seb with him. So Seb, the unlucky passenger there, and that's going to take us a bit of a slight penalty as we have to take some extra parts. Hopefully the engine isn't damaged, but we'll see what happens. So with both drivers, I was unable to get 100%, but still we've got the bonus, the 15 out of 15, which is good. The issue now is Sebastian Vettel in qualifying. So the engine and the gearbox have been completely lost, which is okay. That was our practice one, but it just means we're going to have to maybe possibly take a pen, as the remaining gearboxes are looking a bit knackered, for the last 2 races. It's going to be a bit of a tight one to get those 2 races done. Now, one thing that is a bit of a problem, we do not have spare chassis or spare front wing, only 1 spare rear wing, and also only 1 spare suspension. I'm going to take a chance and hope nothing goes wrong. If not, we'll have to emergency manufacture. I've changed the engine parts on Seb's car, so he's now back to full power. We're going to do the same thing for Alonso. And yeah, hopefully we can have a smooth rest of the weekend, because there's a lot of grid penalties for other cars, so I want to fully maximise this qualifying and especially the race session. Right then, qualifying underway. Sebastian traffic in the form of Perez in the first sector, which really isn't ideal. Having said that, not much of a time loss. They're going for 2 laps, so let's see what the second lap is as we drum up hopefully an improvement here. Alonso just about clearing traffic and does improve, yet Seb does not. Let's see though if those laps were enough to move us into Q2. Now then, fine margins, but Alonso's definitely safe. The question is Sebastian safe? I'm going to take a chance and not send him out. I think both Williams, both Haas, and someone will drop out, whether that's Zhou or Stroll will drop. I think obviously Russell and Hamilton should improve. I mean, maybe they won't. Maybe Mercedes are off the pace here. Checkered flag out. Lap times coming in. Mercedes do improve. Ocon has not improved. He's on the cusp, but we're safe and we're through. Now then, Q1 in the books, and Alonso P9. Sebastian just makes it in P15. Ocon out in 16, so that was very important for us. We can now move into Q2, hopefully setting some better pace. So start of Q2, both drivers out early to avoid having hopefully traffic issues, and that's exactly what we're going to avoid. They're on a single flying lap on the same set of tyres they started off in Q1, so they are pretty worn. 2 time laps already on the compound, but across the line, and that's more like it, they both match pretty much. I don't know if that's going to be enough, so we're going to have to go back out, of course, on a fresh set, but still, a decent banker. Here we go then, end of Q2. Hopefully we can get into Q3. I've set them out with plenty of time, playing it safe and not messing up here. Currently splitting the McLarens. It's going to be a close one. I'm kind of counting on some serious tyre wear improvement. So essentially, that lap we did on that first run was on a tyre that was 3 timed laps used, plus in and out laps. So this is a fresh one. So that should account for, I'd like to think, some improvement, especially in sectors 2 and 3. So here we go. Sector 1, Seb up. Alonso up as well. Let's see sector 2 as a checkered flag drop. Stroll has not improved, so he's vulnerable. Verstappen setting the pace out front. Checo joins him. Hamilton up into the top 4. Bottas also does not improve. Sector 2 is also green. That's encouraging. It would be extra encouraging if Alonso is also green, which he is. Let's see. This is going to be close. Norris does not improve. Ricciardo marginally improves. Magnussen up to 13th. This is it. Seb up to the line. Does he do enough? Yes, he does. Alonso up to the line. Does he join? Yes. Q3, baby. Let's go. So, very encouraging Q2 session. And as you can see, we have Albon, Russell, Hamilton, Sainz with pens, which should mean, at the very worst, we should be starting hopefully from P5 and P6 in the race. If we can get anyone else ahead for, net position, that would be a net gain for us. But hey, listen, very, very encouraging. Pace also looking pretty good, especially from Seb. Very good improvement there from Q1. Right then, Q3 time. We're at the front of the pack, which means, hopefully, no major traffic. And there we go, no traffic whatsoever. So let's just quickly speed run this first lap as we are on a used set. And there we go. Again, both drivers pretty close, but we'll probably drop down the order a bit. Oh, yellow flag, sector 1. Luckily it's gone. But here we go. Final runs.
Like a spin.
Verstappen with a spin. Luckily, he's already set a decent lap. But let's see. Last fresh set of tyres. We're already P6, P7. We'll see what others do in terms of improvements. But sector 1 is green from Fernando. Sebastian, I don't think... No, he's not up. He's actually down. So we're going to need a big second sector here from Seb. I've put him out last to hopefully get a bit better track conditions, so they have actually improved a little bit since we left the garage. Russell is about 2 tenths up. I don't know if we'll be able to challenge Russell. Albon does not improve that much and splits us, so he won't be hopefully ahead of Seb if Seb just sets a small improvement. Gasly has also finished in P6, so he's about 2 tenths up the road. Let's find out then. Alonso looking strong. Up to the line. Can we get Pierre? Can we challenge? Not even an improvement. Wow, that's a surprise. Sebastian, can he knock off Albon at least? Up to the line. On merit. Yes, he does. Well, that was a bit of a meh Q3, but still, we'll take it. Anyway, there's your lot. So P8, P9, and everyone else around us with penalties. So we're going to move up in the race. Decent pace nonetheless, although Q3 was a bit of a letdown, both drivers going slower, which is a bit of a shame. Now then, strategy-wise, as you can see, the A strategy is a one-stop. However, the two-stop is quicker. However, I have made my own two-stop with a fresh set of soft tyres that we've saved, and that is the ultimate. So we're going to go for this strat with both drivers and hope it pays off. Also, both drivers are going to take an extra lap of fuel so that we can use the engine and push. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. This could be a decent race for us, starting from some decent positions. We've got a good chance here. P5 and P6.
This is it. Here we go with the Mexican Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Here we go then, straight into the action. Alonso up to P4 with a lightning start, getting past Gasly easily.
You're in a good place.
Seb in a bit of trouble here, off the line. And he gets jumped by Ricciardo and Sainz, but is fighting.
Have just gained a race position.
Getting the elbows out into the first few corners here against Pierre Gasly as well. This would be great if he could clear the Alpine.
That's it.
But look at this, Fernando Alonso getting stuck in here at the race start, trying to get that podium.
Doing a good job, keep pushing.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
It's constant action here as Vettel has got ahead of Sainz and now Hamilton's got ahead of Sainz. Unsuccessful, they're trying to get past Pierre Gasly. Meanwhile, Alonso still tucked in. Ricciardo with a strong start. It's been action everywhere so far. One of the more explosive starts of the season. But things now starting to settle down. Sainz and Hamilton just behind Seb. Realistically, they'll probably both pass us. The idea here is hopefully to start dropping Magnussen. That would be the ideal scenario. But let's try and see if we can keep up with the pace. Alonso's going to have a bit of a tough time here trying to keep up with this front three, I think. So we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be a tough one. Alonso may well be pulling the DRS train in this initial phase, as I don't think we'll have the pace to keep up with the front three. You can see the gap is already starting to spread out. So yeah, let's speed things up and let's see how the race evolves. Sainz past Sebastian as he moves up to P7.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place. Let's take a closer look. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Into the baseball stadium, around the outside, that becomes the inside, into the final corner, and that's a nice move there. Meanwhile, Alonso, 1.3, 1.4 away from the top three DRS, now enabled, so yeah, that gap's just going to naturally go up. I don't know if it's worth investing all my resources to try and keep up when it's just not going to happen. Got to try and play the long game here, I think. Gap now 2.6. We're just bleeding time. This main straight is so long. Ricciardo's going to probably get by here quite comfortably. And to be fair, Alonso puts up a fight, but now DRS again for Ricciardo here is going to pretty much get the job done for him. But there we go. Alonso can just sit here now. This is fine. It's going to be a constant battle here. Obviously, eventually, Sainz will probably cut his way through, so Sainz will be the one that probably pulls this train of cars along for the rest of the race. Alonso back through on Ricciardo. That's just going to keep happening, I think, throughout this first stint. Seb struggling to hold on because he's got Sainz in front, who is, you know, faster, so he pulls away, which isn't ideal, but he's still doing a good job. Alonso, Ricciardo still exchanging places as we get a yellow, and that was Norris, I believe.
We've just had a spin.
No, Magnussen, and that is going to break, actually, the DRS behind Hamilton, which is very important. So this is good for it. Essentially scoring points. You know, we're kind of breaking up the midfield, so we should start to just pull away gradually as Hamilton and Sebastian exchanging places here at the stadium. Another yellow, sector 1, that was Perez making a mistake.
I think there's been a lock-up.
Bit of a lock-up there for Checo. Just looking, tyre right now is ahead of schedule as well on Sebastian. Also Alonso, we're making some good progress here, because once we kind of do the heavy lifting on tyre wear and fuel saving now, we can basically push for the rest of the race. At the moment, we're very comfortable. The train has reformed. Russell has got through and has basically dragged the rest with them. So this train runs down to P13 now. But still, we've got a good chance here. We're looking pretty good, pretty comfortable. So this was the move I was waiting for. Sainz through on Alonso. Once he hits the front, there's going to be a bit of a pace change. But we're going to be ready for it.
Upper place there.
We're going to be ready for it. We're saving up resources to push when that time comes. But yeah, Sainz has now got past Ricciardo and is looking to get past Gasly. So the change of pace is about to happen. So we need to be ready. There we go. Sainz P4, just like that. Let's see what happens now. A wise man once said, business is about to pick up. Stroll, P11, has dropped off the train. So right now, this battle runs down to 10th place. So points are definitely on the table. Sainz is pulling, and no one's falling to the wayside. Seb's struggling to hold on, but he's making up in the stadium section. And we've now entered the pit window. So this is now a crucial phase. So we are going to start to push, as this is the decisive period. So let's get to work. And let's make these tyres and fuel count and see if we can make some progress. We'll push for at least 3 or 4 laps. So Ricciardo stays out, which means Alonso will most likely pass. Leclerc just leaving the pits in front. And Alonso goes through on everyone, so that's what you want to see. And we'll get the DRS again. Meanwhile, Seb just tucked in behind these guys, losing a bit of time, but hopefully we'll make some progress. Alonso now is essentially pulling this train. Let's see if anybody else pits. If not, it's not ideal. I kind of want some of these guys to pit and, you know, clear the tracks a little bit. Alonso is going to get passed by Leclerc here, I think, but that's okay. Leclerc's a good car to follow, to be fair, so this is going to work out well for us. Seb still can't get by, but we're pushing, so it's okay. The pace is strong. So last lap, you can see the pace is actually the same as Gasly, so this is working well for us. We're getting some leverage in terms of tyre wear and tyre performance. We'll give it a couple more laps as their tyres are still 95%. I mean, tyre wear is pretty low, so we'll let them just extend by a couple of laps. That soft tyre at the end is going to be very, very key. Alonso is battling it out with Leclerc here and is going to get back past. Seb cannot get Ricciardo, which is unfortunate, although Ricciardo has now dropped out of DRS range, so Seb will get a chance to pass Danny
Aston
Rick.
Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
And Alonso throwing Leclerc into turn 1, as you saw. This is really good from Fernando. Really good shift. Leclerc, though,
That's a lock-up.
back through as Russell locks up, which is good. He was battling with us, so that's going to cost him time and take him out of the battle. Let's see if Seb can get Ricciardo here. This would be a nice move to make. Ideally now, this would be a good time for it. It's a bit shy, but he's going to go for it. And he's going to get the DRS again, so that's going to lock in the move. Not able to catch up, actually, which is quite surprising. Hamilton pits, so does Ricciardo.
Ferrari, advance the race position.
Meanwhile, Alonso in the thick of it here. 3 wide, with Verstappen, who has just pit. Leclerc, of course, the main rival in that battle. We'll keep up with the big boys here. And the pace is still there. We're in the high 21s. So, long may it continue. Seb's now getting back in the mix. But this pace is good. We're going long, and it's helping us out. So, let's stick with it here. Seb now in DRS range, which is great. And we're going to look to probably pit now on the next lap. So, we've now officially dropped off the pace. I'm going to put Alonso to push.
No saving required. Okay.
So Alonso has slightly better tyres, so he'll go for 1 more.
Mid lane.
As for Seb, we're going to go for the hard tyre.
Just pit limiter. Just a reminder on pit limiter.
This is going to be interesting, actually. I'd like to say it could be close with Ricciardo. And it is going to be close with Ricciardo, actually. We might actually still be out of DRS range. This could be brilliant. We'll put standard modes for Sebastian. Alonso into the pit lane. Meanwhile, Sebastian pushing flat out just to try and get within DRS of Gasly and Hamilton, who are still battling. And I think he's done it, which is awesome. So Seb putting a shift in there and getting the job done. I'm going to put him into harvest mode. Meanwhile, Alonso is going to rejoin in the thick of it. He just blocked Seb at the crucial point, which is exactly what I didn't want.
Okay, energy's good. Okay, copy.
So we're going to have to make up for that.
Come on. Copy.
So Alonso now losing time on the straight. Seb with the DRS will catch back up a little bit. We should have DRS in the next zone, and that should reform things nicely for us. And there we go, we're in the mix now, so we can go back to regular modes. We've just dropped out of DRS range, which isn't ideal. We'll go deploy and try and see if we can close the gap a little bit. Gasly, Hamilton, very strong pace, I'm not going to lie. And that should do the trick. Right. Let's hope they can hold station. I'd like to hope they've got the pace to hang on now for a little bit. We've got a slight tyre edge, half race distance. Let's hope it works. Right, this is working perfect. So we're just basically in that little pack of 4. Sainz isn't getting away. So this is working well. Dare I say, we're slowly reeling Sainz in. So maybe he could become part of the battle. I don't know whether we're stopping again or going to the end. Either way, we're locked in. And I mean, I'll take a P7 and P8 right now. That's decent points. Especially knowing that we've got Pierre in our sights, which is, of course, our main direct rival. So we've got 2 cars versus 1 in the fight. So we've got resources here to fight back and try to get one up on the Frenchman. So Sainz has fallen into the battle. Hamilton has just overtaken him. So it's game on. P4 is on the cards here. Hence why I'm probably going to lean towards reverting to a 1. We'll see. We've just hit traffic, though, and that has cost us dearly. Although Gasly pits and Sainz pits. Okay, let's see how this shakes out real quick. We've got Mick Schumacher in the way. And Seb overtakes Alonso. We've got Alonso using the juice. Isn't quite close enough to catch. So we'll go and flip this. We'll see if Seb can get by. Essentially, we're going for the leapfrog effect here. But Seb doesn't get by. Seb goes through anyway. So let's see, they're still side by side. Still going at it. I don't know which one is going to get the DRS. It's going to be Alonso, but Checo coming through to make it a 3 wide and gets it done. Right, we need to stop battling now. We need to hopefully catch up here. Alonso should go through with the DRS. I don't like the look of this. We're going to lose to Checo here. Okay, crucially, we've got the moves done. And now, we've just got to try and keep up with Checo. Now, we've been dropped straight away by Perez. His pace has been very impressive, although he's being blocked right now. Or we'll say blocked, he's battling Hamilton. So, this now would be the time to push. We'll see what happens on the pit straight. If he doesn't get by, I'll try and commit on the next lap to use the remaining battery to try and catch up. Hamilton's just a bit too quick. Sainz is catching, but not as fast as I expected, although if our drivers start to battle, that's bad news. Never mind, Sainz, fastest lap, absolutely flying out of nowhere.
Okay, energy's good. Yeah, copy me.
I don't know what to do here. We're a little bit low on fuel. Tyre wear has caught me out a bit. We're a bit lower than I hoped for. Let's analyse the gaps and see what we have. Now then, Sainz, Gasly on a fresh medium. Ricciardo still on that old hard tyre, so maybe a 10-lap soft tyre sprint. Okay, Sainz is going to overtake Seb here, so I'm going to go for it. We're going to go for the soft tyre. I'm going to call it in now, and we're going to try and go for a 10-lap sprint on softs and see if it works out. So, full harvest modes for Seb. We'll bring Alonso in on the next lap. So there we go. Seb in. Hopefully it's a decent stop. 2.6. Meanwhile, Alonso with Sainz for company. So Seb will rejoin ahead of Albon comfortably. So, soft tyres for Alonso. And he's about to get overtaken by Carlos Sainz. So we'll go conserve for him and bring him in. And this is it now. We're going to try and chase down Pierre. The offset, you can see on tyres, he's on 78. We've got 20% more. So we've got to make it count. Alonso in. We'll go for a bit of fuel push. We'll save the battery. Alonso 2.6, decent little stop there. Rejoins behind Sebastian. Ahead of the lap traffic, which is good. And we will get straight to work and push with him as well. Right, so Seb looking to get by on Daniel here. New fastest lap. This could be an even better one as we're going to look to pass. No DRS surprisingly, but we've got the overtake flowing. Let's see if we can get by. If not, then hopefully before the sector 2. I'd love to just not waste time here. Come on, Seb. Gotta go, mate. Gotta go. Nope. Not able to get by. We'll wait for the next DRS zone. Alonso into overtake as well. We just can't afford to lose. This is valuable time we're losing here. We have to go. And Seb just isn't getting the job done. This is crucial, crucial time loss to Gasly right now. We're running out of laps. Alonso's going to get by at this rate. 3 wide. And there we go. So Seb through, Alonso through. Alonso through on Seb. I've swapped engine modes. Hopefully this will mean that they won't battle too much and they'll kind of naturally work together. Alonso, new fastest lap. So we'll probably score the extra point, which is good. Luckily Alpine only have 1 car in the fight today. Oh my god. Luckily it's not a big time loss, but... Was that contact?
Spin! We can take a look now. Now watch this. Here's Alonso's car.
Nope.
And yes, that's where they spin out.
Just spun on his own. Fair enough. Well, anyway, I'm just going to push him flat out for a couple laps and see if we can get anything out of this. So let's give everything on tyres and battery and fuel, everything. And we'll just see what damage we can do. I think Gasly's too far. The medium's worked well.
We can push again. Copy.
In hindsight, the original strategy of a medium, hard medium is probably the way to go.
If you need it.
So both of our boys are battling away, batteryless and running on fumes. And Alonso gets back ahead of Seb. This is going to be a battle to the finish. As long as they don't take themselves out, I don't mind. You know what? Actually, I'm going to scratch that. I'm going to ask Alonso to not fight teammate. Because he spun. Seb's had a pretty strong race compared to Alonso. That mistake. So I don't mind Seb getting a few more points. He needs them more than Alonso in the championship.
Drop back a bit. Copy.
I just realised I left Seb in balanced. Alonso's made it on fuel. Is Seb going to make it?
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner.
This is going to be tense. We're going full conserve here. And hope to make it. Please make it, Seb. Please make it.
Get back off.
Seb, please make it.
Copy.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Checkered flag. Yeah. So what are they doing? Good job. When you stop, it will be P1. Wait 5 seconds and then P0.
And the worst thing about it, Gasly finished ahead of Hamilton. Yikes. Anyway, at least we got the fastest lap, but we just threw away 4 points. Had we had that, we would have outscored Gasly and Alpine. Oh well. Anyway, Drivers' Championship. Alonso still P7, 15 points ahead of Gasly. 2 races remain. Seb P9. That's what I meant about, the battle. Seb needs the points more than Alonso. And Seb could have had 6 points that race, which would put him 6 behind Gasly. That might just be the nail in the coffin. Both of these drivers could probably finish there, to be fair. In the Constructors, gap to Alpine, again, we reduced 3 more points, but we're still safe. We're essentially approx a race win ahead, so yeah. Anyway, finally, still decent bonuses. I just can't believe I messed up so bad. I really can't believe it. Anyway, development point for Alonso. Probably could have got more Seb had we crossed the line. And yeah, finally, cash payouts. A few, of course, outgoings for bonuses for point scoring, but still, decent cash flow, man. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to take care of the admin, hopefully, for the next episode on stream. The development point, all the upgrades, all that stuff, we'll take care of that in the next one. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and yeah, as always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the channel. Check out the 2 videos on screen, including the previous episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and it's goodbye from me.